Hello and welcome. Today we'll take a look at some emerging issues in marketing. One of those emerging issues is consumerism. The need for consumerism arose as a result of some abuses by producers and channel members on consumers. And so the satisfaction that consumers seek is being affected, leading to some level of dissonance, leading to some level of dissatisfaction, poor product performance, incomplete information in adverts, high prices, ambiguous information, etc. And these led to consumerism. Consumerism started in America by President Kennedy when he put up a bill called the Consumer Bill of Rights, which affirmed the right to safety, the right to information, the right to choose, and the right to be heard of a consumer. And the aim of this Bill of Rights, or this movement, is to seek to increase the rights and powers of consumers in relation to sellers, such that consumers are not at the mercy of sellers or producers. So consumerism tries to give consumers a voice, tries to help consumers to come together as a team to make their voices heard, to make producers do things to benefit them. It tries to reduce the power of the producers or the sellers. So it can also be seen as a communal effort by consumers to protect their rights by putting some legal, moral, and economic pressures on businesses. And it concentrates efforts on product safety, product labeling, deceptive advertising, and consumer reform. So it is the payoff of consumerism that some products can today be labeled as not for people under the age of 18, or some products can be labeled as being harmful to health and all whatnot. Some products can be clearly labeled as having some bleaching elements. These are payoff of consumerism efforts. Another emerging issue in marketing is customer service and relationship marketing. The era of transactional marketing is fast being eroded, where the relationship between a buyer and the seller ends once the product has exchanged hands and money is paid. Today, organizations are looking at building some relationship into the equation. This relationship is built such that there is a mutual benefit for the customer and for the seller. One of the things pushing this line of thought is the increasing growth in competitors. once competitors find something better, or rather, once customers find something better, a better offering from a competitor, the propensity to switch is higher. And so organizations are putting in a lot of work by providing additional services, by providing some after-sales support to make sure the customer experience is memorable and to give them something to remember. That way they maximize the satisfaction from that purchase episode. And also, others are looking at building a long-term relationship with the customer so as to have mutually beneficial relationship, which creates a win-win situation by trying to become a bit informal with customers. And in doing that, make them feel at home with the service provider and the product. So you could see a seller putting a call across to a customer just to check up on him or her, to know how business is for industrial buyers, to know how the product is being used, how the effects, how satisfied he or she is with the product, and to even be open to take complaints and comments. That way, tries to build a bond with the customer. The relationship marketing is a strategy that entails forging long-term partnership with customers. So you begin by developing an understanding of who the customers are, what they value, what they want to buy, how they prefer to interact with you, and how they want to be served. If these are done well, the seller is in a better position to serve the customer, thereby winning a war against the competitors. Another emerging issue in marketing today is ethics. Ethics. A lot of business dealings, a lot of organizations and individuals are now being evaluated on the level of ethics they put into business proceedings. And marketing is not left behind. When we talk about ethics, we're talking about whether things are done right or whether they are done wrong. And ethics refer to a set of values that should be followed. And so there are some set of values that are now being followed in carrying out marketing activities. This set of values is expected to guide marketing decisions such that they, in addition to meeting organizational objectives, they are also morally right. So morality has also come into the business domain. And the morality of marketing decisions can encompass any part of marketing, from sourcing raw material, from staff employment, to product advertising and pricing. In sourcing raw materials, how do we take care to be sure that the raw material we are taking from the environment does not become harmful? The fact that we are taking this away does not become harmful to the environment. That's brought to the fore the concept of sustainability. Also, in staff employment, are you sure that we're not making use of child labor? In product advertising, how sure are you that the advert does not sell the wrong information to a wrong class of customers? And pricing also. How fair is your price? These are some ethical, some questions bordering on ethics that marketing has come to be responsible to in today's age. Let's look at some specific issues in marketing ethics. First, in conducting marketing research, we look at invasion of privacy. The data you are collecting from people, how did you collect them? Do they know the purpose for which you're collecting the data? Did you get their permission? Did they give their approval for what you may want to do with the data after collecting it? What conclusion are you drawing because of the information you have collected? Are you stereotyped in your data collection? Are you just collecting data from certain persons without no justifiable reason? In targeting your customers, are you targeting a vulnerable set of people? People who may not be able to take rational decisions? Are you also making efforts to exclude some customers from your market by discouraging their demand? Take, for instance, the sale of cigarettes. In your pricing, are you engaged in price fixing or price war? Or do you agree with other competitors to set a price at the detriment of consumers and maybe some weaker competitors? In advertising, how honest are you in advertising? How do you portray some issues relating to violence, to sex, to profanity in your adverts? To what extent do you create controversy using adverts? Are you engaged in negative advertising, where you have to talk down on the products of competitors in order to boost your own market? These and more are the ethical issues in marketing. Here we also have some principles that should guide ethical marketing decision making, and I'll leave you to go through that. Also, we are in an internet generation today, and we also have internet marketing, where buying and selling have gone online, with all the challenges that comes with it. Today, you could hear people sometimes make a joke about what you ordered and what you got. These are all the challenges with internet marketing. Today, you could hear people make, cry foul that they made a payment to an online dealer, but they never received the product. Or they made a payment, it took a long time before they received the product. Or they made a payment and got something else. These are the challenges with internet marketing, which is also an emerging trend in our world today. And lastly, let's take a look at the prospects of marketing, particularly in developing countries where we find ourselves. In doing this, we would like to look at some factors that will make marketing successful in developing countries. First is a growing population. Most developing countries have a great number of populace, which is still growing. And this provides marketers with a large potential market with an incentive to do business. Unlike the developed economies, where they, in some cases, have restrictions on family size and all whatnot, and prefer to continuously have lower population. In developing countries such as Nigeria, today we are counting of 200 million people, which is a large market, such that if you have a product that can appeal to 30% of the populace, you are in good business. Second is the absence of competition and large unexplored markets. Given that most developing countries are large, have large population, it is obvious that some part of these markets are yet untapped and unserved, meaning that there is an opportunity to cash in by serving this market, providing something unique to them in a market where you have little or no competition. And that's also a success factor in developing markets. Number 3 is attractive government incentives. Because the governments are interested in improving the life of the populace, in most cases they try to make to ease doing business, to create some tax holidays, to reduce some taxes, to exempt some organizations from paying some set of taxes, and create an environment where business is done with ease. So in some cases, they provide some infrastructural facilities that are beneficial to the success of this organization. And so this attractive government incentive becomes another thing that could make marketing successful in developing countries. Number 4 is growing affluence. Growing affluence. One thing that is notable in developing countries is that a lot of people are interested in living a luxurious life, and so much can also afford it. And in a situation like this, their consumption becomes higher. Everybody wants to buy things to make him or her stand out in the society. Government is also making effort to improve the working conditions and take-home pay of their workers. And as such, this interest and the move towards affluence also makes doing business and marketing in these countries attractive. Number 5, availability of cheap production input. Most developing countries are blessed with natural resources which organizations could tap into to produce their goods and services. And so the availability of these resources makes doing business easy and attractive. Also, there is availability of labor, both skilled and unskilled, and this helps to make the business easy to operate. And lastly, rapid economic development. Gradually, the economies of developing countries are growing, and with this growth comes with increased purchasing power, and it is expected that the demands for products to satisfy higher needs will increase. And this increase in demand will be better for the business atmosphere in the continent. So these are the factors that we expect to help marketing in developing countries. So having said this, I encourage you once again to go through the study material, attempt the SAQ questions, make your comments on the discussion panel in the website. Let's interact. Thank you very much for your time.